Next up are two artists with a passion for pumpkins.
Hey, Sharks. I'm Mark Evan.
And I'm Chris Soria. We're from New York, and we're the co-founders of a crazy carving company.
We are Maniac Pumpkin Carvers. We're lifelong artists, Halloween lovers, and professional carvers who've been honing our skills and techniques for decades.
We produce custom pieces that have been featured and displayed in prestigious museums, events, and installations across the country.
From detailed portraits to recreations of famous works of art and iconic insignia.
We've carved out our niche, elevating this nostalgic pastime to an ephemeral art form.
And now, we're here to help all of you with our
School of Pumpkin. We'll feature online carving classes teaching a wide variety of pumpkin techniques to help unlock your true pumpkin potential. Our School of Pumpkin is still growing on the vine. That's why we're seeking $150,000 for 8% equity to really help it thrive.
So, Sharks, who wants to get pumped up with us and pumpkin like a pro?
So how would you...
Woo! All right, that is that is an interesting setup. Like we're coming here to set up. I mean, we saw this last week with the dating coach. Who was it? Geez, where's? Or maybe it wasn't last week. Maybe it was a couple weeks. So Blaine Anderson. Yes, Blaine Anderson. Anyway, so it's interesting that Shark Tank's taking this approach of like opening up to more opportunities that aren't necessarily like brick and mortar or products or services, but like kind of like coaching or courses that in that same kind of coaching world. Anyway, I'm Joe Pardo. Welcome back, super entrepreneurs, to this Shark Tank business review. If you're new here, I'm Joe Pardo, and we're gonna learn more about the pumpkin carving business as well as just how this is going to all work. I'm curious. I'm really curious as to what the $150,000 is going to be for. Obviously, there's time and money involved with carving pumpkins to that degree and that level. While I am not an expert carver, I do have a good friend of mine who actually is a expert carver, like in that realm, right? And where am I at here? Where am I at? I'm right here. Yes, Terry Hardin, a friend of mine who has she's been on a TV show a couple of times here, where they were doing like expert carving. I don't know what channel it was on. Honestly, it's Terry Hardin over here on the left. She's a Disney Imagineer. Oh, I should have opened it up bigger, but yeah, she's a Disney Imagineer and a good friend of mine. But yeah. Anyway, so shout out to her and all of the cool things that come along with this amazing thing that I honestly had never really heard of until Terry had shown me all about it. So. And really brought it to light that using pumpkins to carve out busts of people's heads and that kind of stuff. It's really neat. I mean, it's kind of a once a year time thing. So I'm kind of curious as to how far it can really go. And I'm also curious what competition is out there as far as those kind of courses. I know Terry has offered these types of things, but like they're in person. So I'm kind of curious if this is an in-person thing, which will definitely take up a lot more money than shooting some videos and setting up an online distribution for those video courses. Anyway, we're going to check out their website, social media at the end, as well as feature one of your comments from the super community down below at the end of this video.
Released my pumpkin carving potential.
Well, we've been teaching art for over a decade in various forms. Our courses will get you through the steps to carve something that you're really proud of. And even if your first one is not a masterpiece, we're still going to help you get away from the classic jack-o'-lantern that you've done in the past and do something really fun.
Tell us about the business. What are we buying into? And what is the tangible thing that the consumer is buying?
The last 3 years were a real game changer in our business, which a lot of it depended on live in-person events. And with the pandemic, we immediately transitioned to doing online classes, online events and demonstrations.
Are you making any money?
In the last 3 years, we sold over $170,000 worth of virtual class experiences.
Wow.
Good for you.
And $90,000 of toolkits.
So you do have a toolkit, we just don't see it.
Our toolkits currently are hand-selected items that we've been using that we love and recommend, but we do have dreams of releasing our own proprietary tools.
Just in the last year, how much did you make?
Last year, our gross sales were $294,000.
But that's for pumpkins, not
Now,
classes,
our
right?
business, we do all different types of things pumpkin-related, including events, classes, demonstrations, and custom carving orders.
If I want to order Mr. Wonderful Pumpkin, do I send you
And
a
he will,
picture?
for sure he
No
will.
question. How do I get my face in 3D? Are you using laser cutters? How are you doing this?
We do all the artwork by hand.
And that's real pumpkin.
These are real pumpkins carved by hand. We're lifelong artists. People hire us to do portraits and logos and movie posters, all kinds of amazing designs.
So somebody watching on television, can they go to a website and upload a picture and you'll send them a pumpkin, or does it have to be local?
We do ship pumpkins all over the country. The cost of shipping a live pumpkin is a little prohibitive.
Nothing would make me happier than sending a picture of Mr. Wonderful,
Yeah.
and you sending me a carved 3D pumpkin of Mr. Wonderful so I can smash it on Halloween night.
Or it could have a spike in its head.
Not
Like,
even
yeah,
better, see?
even better.
I think we should offer.
What is the yeah, I mean, shipping a live pumpkin, but like what's the percentage of pumpkins that don't actually make it? Because I mean, I guess you could pack it so I mean, the pumpkin is already so big, you know, certain sized, and then you're like wrapping in a ton of bubble wrap, putting it in a box and shipping it off, and it's super heavy. I mean, well, presumably super heavy. And if you're sending something that's more cut open, that's more fragile, versus something that's like the bust that's like kind of shaved, more like shaved into the side of the pumpkin, I could see that being a little bit easier to not have it end up, but like broken when it gets there. But yeah, that's definitely got to be a super expensive opportunity for people, and we'll see if that's on their website, if they have any pricing or anything listed there. I'm really curious.
A wonder special, and I'll get a 7% royalty.
What would that cost?
So a portrait of Mr. Wonderful would probably be somewhere in the $600 to $800 range.
Oh, it's so worth it.
You have to do the work yourself, and you have a lot of carvers working for you.
We do. We have a team of artists that we staff mostly for the peak weeks of October. The rest of the time, we're cranking out as much of it as we can.
But you're all pumpkin all the time now, because it sounds to me like you're pulling out between 150 and 200,000 each a year as pumpkin dudes.
No, they're all pumpkin all the time, 1 month a year.
Well, except I'm thinking maybe I want to do a pumpkin action off season. Can I do that?
When we first started the business, our season was really the week or two before Halloween. Now our season is a quarter of the year. So in August and September, we're carving tons of things that are going to be used in product placements and advertisements. It's really content creation.
Could you carve my face on a watermelon?
Absolutely.
Could you put Mark Cuban's on a grape?
Guys, I have a...
Okay, so yeah, I mean that. Also, what if it was like a foam pumpkin, right? Like what would that cost to have a foam pumpkin? Like, would that greatly reduce the cost because of shipping? Would it greatly reduce the, you know, you're able to use it for multiple years if you want it. But I think, you know, having that opportunity for people, like businesses, like I think that's probably your key demographic. It seems that would want that for that social media, you know, pop to have something that stands out that's different than all the rest. And I could definitely see that for doing that for Pardo Fleet Solutions. Maybe next year. We'll see.
A more kind of philosophical question for you guys. You have this great thing going. It's small. It's seasonal. It seems tricky to scale, and you have a great thing going. So why are you here?
We really want to get into the direct consumer market. Halloween is a $10 billion a year industry.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
149 million people are expected to carve pumpkins this year. We want all of those people to be using our tools and downloading our streaming classes.
But you don't have the tools. Yeah,
You gotta have tools.
Yeah.
With your name, you gotta have Maniac Pumpkin Carver knives.
How quickly are your online classes growing now?
So far, we haven't been offering them direct to consumer.
Oh, small detail.
You don't
Who are you
have
selling them
classes to people?
To corporate clients. They have us do a live Zoom class or webinar. It's a great, fun team building exercise.
Yeah, but you know what? You're barking up the wrong tree. Why not apply your skills to another market? Do you ever do sandcastles? That's temporary. It takes artistic talent. Why curtail your whole business into 4 months a year? I don't see the potential in it. So for that reason, I'm out.
Okay.
I think you guys have done a fantastic job articulating a market I'd never heard of. But guys, I don't see a scalable business here. Your deal itself is very, very scatty. So I'm out.
Although it is tough. It's a seasonal business, right? That's why I'm kind of curious as to how I guess they get their artists for those 3 months because they're doing other things and they're adding it to their portfolio of things that they're doing. But I mean, you could add this to like sculpting, the other 9 months out of the year. I'm not quite sure why. Just to hone in, niching in is so valuable, right? And having people be able to see what you do and connect it to be like, yes, this makes sense. I'm going to make it something I'm going to purchase. But with that said, this is 3 months out of the year, and I mean they're making money, but they're not like, there's only so much you're going to be able to scale it. I think that having it as like a corporate class thing is fine, but why not just shoot the videos and sell them? You could sell them through any of the number of like course offering programs out there, or build your own setup, through like a WooCommerce or I know there's a couple of different ones. I think a lot of people were using, what's that one called that my friend Tim really, I don't know. There's so many different like all-in-one package companies that you can sell courses through. I don't see why I'm trying to think of what the name of that one that he really likes. I keep wanting to say it's like Kartra. Kartra is the one that my friend Tim uses. But there's other ones out there too. I mean, I personally have used a combination of WordPress plugins to do offer courses through my websites. Like IndiePod it has the independent podcaster university, and with that. All of the videos are unlisted videos on YouTube, and they're all behind a WordPress plugin called WP Membership, which enables people to pay like $100 a year, and they have access to every conference that we've had, all the talks and everything for them to go through and build out their podcasting knowledge. So it's. And I mean, what I love about that option is WP membership is free, so it costs me nothing per month or per year to operate it. It bakes right into my WordPress website for my conference, and if I sell some, I sell some. It's not something I have to go and push, and it's something I use really as an opportunity to upsell on my tickets for the live event, to have access to the vault of all the talks from the past. So yeah, there's just some insight into how you could do it on your own, and that's not going to cost you $150,000 to do it.
Look, guys, you're looking for a way to scale. That's the hard part, right? I just don't know that online pumpkin carving classes will be huge. That makes it a tough investment. So for those reasons, I'm out. But congrats on what you've accomplished.
Thank you.
Listen, there's a lot of pumpkin carving tools out there, actually. And there's diagrams and stencils and things like that. I don't think trying to compete with what else is out there already really makes any sense. So I'm not going to take the journey. I'm sorry. I wish you good luck, but I'm out.
Thank you.
Guys, my business today is really managing the line between art and commerce. Taking artists who make movies and TV shows and making those movies and television shows profitable. And what I see today is two terrific artists with the fabulous seasonal activity, which is fun for you guys to do. And I actually think if you had more business running through your veins, you'd be selling images and everything else. I think if you actually did that, you would be very, very unhappy. And an unhappy entrepreneur is not a successful entrepreneur. So for that reason, I'm out.
Definitely agree.
Have fun, guys.
Get ready for those orders.
Thank you very much.
Congrats, guys.
We are disappointed that, we didn't get an investment, but it's not going to stop us from doing what we do. We're just going to keep moving forward, making pumpkin art, teaching pumpkin classes.
It's October. This is our busy season. We have to get back to the studio and get carving. It's going to be a crazy season no matter what.
That it will be. Obviously, this is a shot not in October, but they definitely have their work cut out for them. So let's pop over to their website. You got Shark Tank sprinkled in. You got pictures. I feel like they really just need to lean heavily into, into these corporate opportunities, right? And like really scale up. Maybe it could scale up the price, right? For those corporate. Not just classes, but just like prize pieces, right? And then look at doing things like a foam. Like I might spend $400 or $500 on a foam pumpkin of my logo. That maybe not five, maybe like $200 to $300. But once it's done, I have it for forever, right? And it's something different that I probably wouldn't be able to get otherwise. So you got advertising, time-lapse videos, works of art, classes, custom work, and events. So it's really awesome. I wonder how hard is it to get pumpkins out of season? Like I feel like it might be a bit difficult to do. That's cool. There's Poe there, and then what? George Clooney. That's kind of cool. Time-lapse photography. So you got their SpongeBob. Shout out to SpongeBob. So it's just going through and explain. It's a long. Everything's on like one page, but I love seeing people faces. It really helps sell these on top of showing the pumpkins. They're not just showing how cool is that? They're not just showing the pumpkins, but also the people too, and the experience that people are getting out of it. So I'm kind of curious if how do I order? Like, is there any way to order one? So if I do like custom work, for custom orders, email us. Yeah, if that's part of the problem there, right? Like, there's no way for me to go and get like some kind of a price or some kind of like generalized pricing right here, right now, without having to like send an email and then wait for something to come back. They do have a merch shop. Is this like a it's a t-shirt? It's a cool shirt. That's neat. Anyway, over on Facebook, you got 26,000 likes, which is pretty awesome to see. Quite a bit of Haunted Mansion. Let's go. Let's see. We had a great time yesterday at the Disney Cruise special event in New York City, previewing a new Haunted Mansion parlor. Yeah, I saw the email about that, and I guess they got to make some pumpkins for them for that event, which is pretty cool. Coney Island. Yeah, it's pretty awesome pieces of work for sure. Over on Twitter, they got 1,096 followers. Over on Instagram, you got 16,000 followers and quite a bit of engagement going on over there, which you would think there probably should be even more than what they got going on, just because of how cool. This is awesome. Like, come on, it's Baby Yoda in a pumpkin. Baby Yoda, Grogu, whatever. My kids are obsessed with Grogu. And they haven't even watched The Mandalorian. 233 subscribers over on YouTube. I feel like they could be doing more on YouTube with their time-lapse videos and stuff. There's a vampire Mickey there. That's pretty sweet. I don't want the music to copyright me. Anyway, Chris, Mark, I'd love to have you on the show for an interview. Just drop a comment down below and we'll get you on the show. Like Downey 416 Toronto, good content. Let's go. Greatly appreciate you being a part of the super community. Dropping comments and watching and being here with us. Anyway, I'll see you on these 2 videos over here. Take care and go be super.